What's up, everybody? Welcome to this channel. My name is Gio. This is my personal channel. I have two other channels. One of them is called Gio Chamba. It's for my music that I've been having for over 10 years and that I recently got monetized last year, 2024. And there's another one that I have called Manifestation Experiments that I started in 2024 as well. That I basically share tips and tricks on manifestation. I share insight on reality creation and just motivational type videos. But this one here, I wanted to start because since I'm an entrepreneur, since I work on my music, on my YouTube journey, and then also I have my DJ business, things like that, entertainment business. I also do Uber Eats as well. And with Uber Eats, I've been doing it for about a year and a half. So the gig economy workers out there, shout out to you guys. I actually love doing this. I love to drive. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and I was driving there everywhere there. If you've been to Houston, you know how huge that city is and how if you want to go anywhere, you have to drive sometimes an hour, right? So I love to drive. And if you love to drive, then I would recommend and I would say go download the Uber driver app. That's the first step to do it, right? Because you can either do rides to people, which I don't do. I don't usually have people in my car. I have my son's car seat all the time here, and I only do Uber Eats. So I wanted to have this channel here as a day in the life of my entrepreneur journey, but also share with you guys things about the gig economy, which is in this case Uber Eats, which is I do. And basically, the first step, like I mentioned, is download the app. Go to your app store and download the Uber driver app. On that one, you'll get to be able to choose whether you want to give people rides or if you want to just do deliveries. With Uber Eats, it's not just restaurants. With that one, you could do Walmart pickup orders, and you can also do other stores like Apple, Sephora. I've done things from the movie theater, all kinds of different things, right? Like all kinds of different businesses. It's not just food. With a shop and deliver though, those you are having to go into the store and on the app, the customer designates what they want you to shop for them. So you have to go in there and shop and do all that stuff. With just the grocery deliveries, those are already done by the Walmart or Target or whoever employees, and then you just wait in the pickup. Because I think like Sam's Club does it as well. You just wait at the pickup and they bring it to you, which I love. I love that. So, like I mentioned, the first step, download the app. Second step is put in all your information. You're going to need a valid driver's license. You're going to need a valid and current insurance card. So make sure all that stuff's up to date. Make sure it's your car. Make sure it's your account that you're using. And I'll go into detail about that because Uber does these checkups to make sure that it's you that is using the account and not somebody else in your family or friends. Once you have put in all your information, you took a picture of your ID and your insurance and all that. It's gonna ask you to do a background check, which is, your background check has to do with your driving record and all that stuff as well. So as long as you're good on that, and it only takes about a day. It took about a day for me, and I was on the road real quick, ready to make money. At first, I didn't know what it was gonna be like. I was kind of skeptical. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, right? And if you're not really customer service oriented, which I am, I love customer service. I've been doing it for so long. You don't have to do any of that stuff. There's people that want you to just deliver it to their door and you don't even see them. You just put it on the app that you delivered it and you don't have to deal with them. You don't have to see them or anything. Some of them want you to hand it to them. Some of them require a PIN number, and I'll go into that in detail with my next videos. But basically, this is for anybody who doesn't mind driving and doesn't really have customer service experience. All you have to do is just have all your ducks in a row as far as your car and your driver's license and all that, and you're able to do it. Super easy. I've been doing it for a year and a half, like I mentioned. And since I'm from Houston, I moved to Colorado Springs about 4 years ago. When I first moved up here, though, I was living in a smaller town outside of Colorado Springs, maybe like 25, 30 minutes. There was no activity there. So whenever I turned on the app, I wasn't getting any rides. And I was thinking, like, what do I have to do? Like, why isn't there anything coming up? And it was because of the area that I was in. And I quickly learned once I came down to the Springs, right, to downtown area, quickly learned that wherever you're at, it's going to shoot out deliveries around that area or whatever area is busy. And on the app, it'll show you different spots, different restaurants and things like that that are busy, and you can drive towards that area or you can stay wherever you're at. Sometimes I'm at home and I just turn on the app just to see what comes up. So I would recommend, once you have everything set up and everything is already good to go, you get verified and all that, and you're ready to go and do your first deliveries, pick up whatever deliveries. I would also recommend checking the map because it'll show you where and where you're going, where you're going to pick up and where you're going to drop off. So make sure it's not too far for your first few rides, just so you could get the hang of it. I was pretty nervous, like I mentioned, when I first did my first one, so it took me a little bit to kind of get the gist of it. But once I got it, I started realizing something that I'll go into in detail here. I'll give you my first tip for this video. So once you start doing a few rides and get a few under your belt, you'll start noticing how there are some that pop up for like $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, right? Each. So the first few rides that I got, I was picking up $4 here, $6 here, $7, whatever it was. And I started noticing that I spent 30, 40, almost an hour or sometimes an hour on rides that I was only getting paid $4 or $5, even with the tip, because it'll show you how much the ride is and how much the tip would be. And I started thinking like, man, like this is weird. Like I'm not really making that much money and I'm spending so much time and gas on this stuff. Like this sucks, right? Now I was getting a little discouraged, but this is my first tip to you guys. Don't get discouraged because I was kind of anxious, like, oh man, there's this ride coming in. I need to accept it. But no, you can decline it. Decline all the small ones. And that's game right there. I'm not gatekeeping at all. Decline all the small ones and wait for the good ones. I don't do anything lower than $10. And I'll check the distance and how long it's going to take me, and I'll factor all that in because of gas and all that as well. But I'll give you an example. Once I started doing that, I started getting some, like for example, Walmart, they do some where it's like $20 for 30 minutes or for an hour, right? 45 minutes. So you're basically making $20 an hour there. And once I started doing that, I started just prioritizing all the big money items and just declining all the small ones. And sometimes the cool thing about the app though is that it'll shoot out different deliveries. Like for example, if there's one for $5 and another one for $5 and then another one for $5, it'll combine all three of those if they're around the same area and where you're picking up and dropping off, and boom, $15. It'll show up as $15. So you have to do three rides though, right? But I've seen some and I have done some where it's just one pickup, one drop off, and you get 20, 30, $40. The most that I've done is $80 in one pickup. And that was because the weather was horrible. And it was actually here in the Springs, there's a army base. It was in the army base. Some people don't want to go into the army base because you have to show them your ID and your registration, and it takes a little bit longer. But I was like, hey, $80 is $80. Let's go. So I did it in like 45 minutes and I made $80 in 45 minutes. And I'll go into detail about how much I've made in a day in my next videos. But here, I wanted to just share that first insight, how to get started, encourage you to start. Go ahead and download that app if you're looking to make money. I tell my friends and my family, like, go do that if you want to make extra money. It's super simple, really easy, for real. As long as you have everything on lock, your driver's license, your car, the insurance, the registration, all that. Just do it. What's stopping you? And that's why I wanted to start this channel, because I'm like, man, I feel like I could give game on this stuff for real. And I'll go into detail and show y'all screen recordings of the app and all that as well to show you what it looks like on my next videos. But this one here, I just wanted to get on here and do an introduction, give you a little game as well, but encourage you for real. Just do it. Just do it. You're going to thank yourself later for that. And if you already have a job, you could do it too. Just make that extra money so that way you can invest in other things. That's what I've been doing. I've been investing in different things. I've been investing in my business and I've been investing in crypto and all kinds of things, stock market. You see what I'm saying? So it's good to always have that the disposable income, right? Like the extra income. So yeah, I honestly I would recommend this to anybody, especially if you like to drive. There's people out there that don't like to drive. I've talked to people and they're like, oh, I don't really like to drive. That's cool. It's not for you then. I love to drive. I'd be listening to music, jamming out. I'll listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, just listening. Obviously I'm not watching because I'm driving, but just listening. And so, yeah, I enjoy it. I love it. I was actually doing it right now before this video, but I had to go get a little mount for my car so I can start making these videos. So I'm out here in the parking lot, but yeah, I'm about to back into it right now. The dinner rush is about to start. Sun's going down, and the weather has been kind of crappy, right? It's been snowing and really cold. Yesterday we were like down to 11 degrees. So my next videos I'll show you day in the life stuff. I'll show you how to start or pick up a ride, how to end it, all that stuff. I'll go into detail about all that. So appreciate everybody for joining. Much love to everybody. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll be glad to help you guys out with anything you have. And yeah, much love to everybody. Like I mentioned, peace.